Hello, it's me, Josh Hunter, here on the planet Earth. I think I may have misplaced my fake glasses that I normally wear, so might have to see my face as it is, or whatever. Anyway, I don't need glasses. They were glad they were just you know windows. They don't. I mean, not windows, but I mean, they didn't. I just felt like sometimes it's difficult to understand me, or at least the things that you are seeing while I am speaking. And I figure with the glasses, it helps to stabilize the information transmission. Anyway, am I? No, I am. Something I wanted to talk about. Obviously, none of this has included me, but I got a theory. Okay, so sometimes people are wondering. I mean, I think I may know about a contributing factor to like why things are kind of wonky these days. Like why things seem more wild than they normally are. I'm not saying that this is a cause or the cause, but just a a contribution to the overall situation and condition that is here on the planet Earth. So for many years, um, you know, the energy which people most often identify as spiritual that exists on the Earth is previous to this modern age. In this modern age, I'm saying is like the most, like the last 200 years, 100 years. That spiritual energy was usually kept in the hands of and directed by priests, pastors, holy men, the type of people who just they direct the energy. They're like air traffic controllers, and I don't know if I could clearly define what that energy is, or but people are accustomed to having someone there to direct that energy. Now, with we're talking like years and years, hundreds of years of priests and religious officials taking this energy, or I don't know, from the people and directing it into recognizable channels. So I'm wondering if the glasses are gonna, if the lack of glasses is gonna affect my accent. Let's see. All right. But for years and years, people have been accustomed to having these, religious officials, and priest types. I know there's another type of priest or religious man, but a religious woman, but I don't know. After having that, getting so used to having that energy directed in some specific way, during this last 20 years, and especially during, with the priest sex abuse scandal in the Catholic Church, and as well as, this, supposed new age where, people are taking spiritual matters into their own hands instead of, it's like people's like, DIY air traffic control. Well, and when I'm doing the same fucking, I don't know, I'm doing the same. I don't know. Maybe I feel, I never, I like, maybe I'm, anyway. I don't know how I feel about my face. I guess maybe that's it. Maybe I'm self-conscious. I'm not self-conscious. I just don't want to, overwhelm anyone, because you gotta have, we're talking about real energy here. And I was saying directing the energy, when things are dark, I'm not condoning anything, but I'm saying, we are not like the quickest evolving people, okay? And so when you've had people who have been directing this energy for such a long time, and then starting, and I'm guessing, like starting in 1980, you start having like, the New Age movement, people taking things into their own hands, and then, people deciding that they're going to be the priests, they're going to be the ones to control this energy, they're going to be the ones responsible for their spiritual and religious education. And I'm not like, I hope this is not communicated with the tone of, they should have trusted the priests. I don't have enough information to say anything conclusively. I don't know. Fuck, I can't tell. All right. So starting with, so then finally you have, the sex abuse scandal in the priest, the Catholic Church, and so you got a lot of these guys. They're not, if they have to feel fear while they are doing their work, or if they get removed and all this stuff. Well, okay, then you have a drop-off of people who are accustomed to directing this energy. So where's that energy going to go? Okay, all the things, it's like a poor translation of, what happened in Ghostbusters. Okay, you figure if the Ghostbusters represent like the priest caste, and the ecto-containment system is like all the spiritual energy that people have been used to and like directing, then this sex abuse scandal and the various evolutions, I wouldn't say evolution, various evolutions of the spiritual culture here on Earth, then that would be represented by when they turned it off. I mean, when they turned off the machine to keep in all the ghosts. And I'm not saying that they should not have prosecuted these priests and these sexual abusers. I'm not saying that even a little bit. I'm saying there's an objective viewpoint here. Okay, and if people are, because I get the sense, because I only deal with the public, and I get the sense that people are very afraid right now, and people are, they got the viruses, the violence, political schemes and machinations, and all the types of things that are happening. People, I'm assuming, are asking, why is all this happening? Why is God not listening to my prayers? Okay, well, there's a mechanical aspect to all of this. Okay, it's not just with, you don't just have because some people's like, why do we need a priest to contact God? Okay, well, it may not, I'm not saying that you should have a priest to contact. I'm saying to the energy which you identify with as God is more easily identified by these people who live in that realm all the time. So when these people stop doing their jobs, that energy is going to go somewhere. So it's effectively the shutting down of the ecto-containment system. So if you want the ghosts, I'm not saying ghosts, but so some people perhaps have taken up the mantle. I know there's a movie coming up, Ghostbusters Afterlife. This is not like, I'm not rhyming, okay? I'm just literally saying you have amateurs directing this energy that used to be directed by professionals. Okay? Some people, they don't even know that they're doing it. They don't even know that they're, they think they're going nuts. They don't realize that a pipe just burst. That, some part of a machine that keeps people feeling safe and healthy has broken down. Okay, and it used to be managed by these professionals, and now amateurs are doing it. So that's why you get this, kind of, wildness. Okay, it's a wild energy. Spiritual energy is wild energy. That's why they call it a flame. Flame is wild. I don't care who you are. Flame is wild. So, this is all theory. I don't necessarily have proof. I speculate. I try to see, is this likely? Is it not likely? I mean, I'm sure there is proof but I don't write this down. I did not write this down. Anyway, So, there should be, anyway, so I just thought I'd bring that up so that you would have an idea of, some people, they just want an answer. They want to be comforted. They want to know why. They want some kind of answer that they can understand as to why things are going wild. Or why things are, is like, what do you mean, fucking, like we deal with all this shit and it's just one thing after another. You know, it's like, how are we, so, I believe that this wild energy, which used to be directed by priests and the religious caste, is now being directed by amateurs. And I think if these amateurs take their job seriously, then maybe it'll go a little better if you can recognize this energy. Or if, you know, someone figures out how to, you know, train this, and, you know, this I'm not saying train the people, because no one would even, some people don't even, like I said, they wouldn't even know that they're doing it. And it could be scary, because that's why the priests have to remain so, like, focused. You know, the whole, like, I'm guessing, I'm not a priest, I'm just saying, I understand, I'm not saying I understand like that fucking, you know, but the worship of God, the idea of devoting yourself to something that's infinitely greater than yourself, it makes you feel safe. It makes you feel safe to believe that there's a you know, an eternal, you know, guardian of your life. It makes you feel good. And when these people are no longer feeling that, and then redirecting people's fears, you know, into that comfort energy, and their fears just go wild. People like to feel safe. And if we're living in a world where your feelings are like affecting what's going on, then in some cases it might just be more important that people feel good. This is why I keep my distance, because I'm an adult. And to me, the difference between a child and an adult is that an adult, to an adult, it does not matter if you feel good or bad. Like, when you go about your day and decide what you will or will not do, whether or not you feel good or bad doing it does not play a factor. And, you know, people who are not like that, they want to feel good. They don't want to feel bad. And so they live in that, like, you know, to me it's a childish world to be concerned about whether or not you feel good or bad. But I mean, I mean, when you're, I mean, ultimately, what matters, you know, because all right, this might be a little complex, complicated. So let me say flat out, I'm not endorsing, you know, sex abuse or anything. I'm not endorsing that, you know, the molestation of, like, children or anything. These guys were also amateurs, technically. If you're these priests, I mean, they were the guys who were, you know, responsible for the directing of the energy, but they were amateurs. They didn't know what they were doing, and, you know, they didn't. Some of these guys, you know, they're not. I'm not saying that you should. It wasn't their fault, you know. These are fucking grown ass men, all right. They knew what they were doing, but they were still amateurs. I'm saying there's a better way to direct this energy than what has been thus far, where people don't get confused, where people don't. I think that's probably already happening. Well, if it was happening, I guarantee you there's not this fucking, you know, virus shit. I mean, this is. Sometimes I wonder, like, how this guy. I know it sounds kind of like, you know, absurd or whatever, but, like, what a bunch of amateurs, like, this place, like, this earth, like, you guys, like, I don't. All right, sorry, I'm not saying that I'm, like, not. Anyway, so once I get my house, I'm gonna fucking relax, watch TV, play video games, drink beers. Whoever's living in that house, who's ever paying for me to live in that house, is gonna buy me a sex robot. Of course, if I get my celebrity girlfriend, then I guess I won't need a sex robot, will I? I hope that hasn't been confusing. Like, people are like, does he mean that, like, his celebrity girlfriend is a sex? I'm not saying that. I hope I don't seem crazy. hope I don't seem crazy. I hope I don't seem crazy. I hope I don't seem